Hello, sir. I've been wanting to talk with you.
Hello, Scott. I have some time now.
It is to do with the lesson this morning. The discussion after got pretty heated. I felt like I couldn't say anything.
Why is that, Scott?
Because, sir, I'm gay. Everyone seems to have a negative opinion about gays.
This is a Christian college, Scott. Tell me what you wanted to say.
Well, sir, I wanted to say that we aren't sinful. To say we are is to say we are less. We can't get married in much of the country, and that is a denial of our rights as people. It's a limited view of who we are to say we're abominations.
But Scott, you must know that being gay is a choice against what God has decreed.
How can it be a choice, sir, when I remember being attracted to men ever since I was 5? How can anyone say I chose this, when living for God is all I ever wanted to do? Why would I choose something that will ostracize me from my family? Why would I choose to be something I have heard as a sin all of my life?
Scott, those are great questions. I'm sorry that I have no answers, except the Bible clearly forbids homosexuality.
Actually, sir, it doesn't. The few verses quoted today are out of context, linguistically and culturally. The passage in Leviticus, for example, "Thou shalt not lie with a man as with a woman." It doesn't mean, within the context of history and society at the time, what we say it means. It is, within the culture of the times, discussing the sin of lowering another man's status to a second-class citizen than of being a woman. It was considered rape in that culture. Soldiers would sodomize the defeated army to humiliate them. That verse is there to keep one man from humiliating another. The context of it shows that we should not eat pork, play football, have women within the city limits during their periods, wear mixed fabrics, or eat shrimp. It also prohibits stoning children who backtalk their parents.
Those are good arguments. You should have spoken up. I'll grant you the Old Testament is not a usable text. In using the Leviticus code, we would all be stoned for little things we do daily. But what about the New Testament? What about Paul's remarks in Romans?
Paul wasn't talking about homosexuality as we know it. The culture didn't even know about sexual orientation. That term didn't even come about until the 1860s. He was discussing temple prostitution in the Greco-Roman world. Men and women who worked in the temples of some of the idols were performing acts with worshippers and rites to other gods. The term Paul used that is translated natural means produced by nature. Physikos is the Greek word used. It is akin to saying, born this way. We tend to have it not normal, but it doesn't. There are studies that show up to 1,500 species in the world have some form of homosexuality in their numbers. That includes a couple of male penguins who were even surrogate fathers to an orphan egg. If I were to follow the edict of the church and marry a woman, the church would, in fact, be forcing to go against my nature. My physikos is toward men. To force me to go against that is to force me to sin against God.
You've seriously done your homework, haven't you, Scott? I would like you to write this all out and more, if you have it, and present it to the class next week. Would feel comfortable doing that?
Why, yes, sir. I would be honored. Thank you.
One more thing, Scott. I know it will come up. What do you say to those who would ask you, why should we allow you to get married, even if we agree with your points, when it will obviously infringe on our rights?
Why would allowing me to marry the man I love infringe on your rights? I'm not asking for you to give up your marriage. I'm not asking you to forfeit a life with the woman you choose. I'm simply allowing you the opportunity to show yourselves to be the Christians God has asked you to be. Show others that they have been given the same rights you have. My marriage to a man won't disrupt anyone's marriage to the opposite sex. It would, in fact, allow me true freedom for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Include that, please. You make sense, Scott. I want the others to hear it. Thank you for talking with me. I must get going now. God bless you, Scott.
God bless you too, sir. Thank you.